Okay, we're gonna write some curriculum here. Stand up. Show me your openings. Boom, 5 people do their openings. Let's keep it under 3 minutes. Give me your opening. Think about it. Let's apply conflict. Let's apply the struggle. Let's apply the resolution. Yeah, thinking about it? You might, at this point, be thinking, maybe I gotta make some adjustments. Maybe not. Maybe you think it's spot on right now. Now let's put it through the procedure. All right, come on up here. Okay, I want you to mentally note, make your assessment right now. Where did you see the conflict? Scale of 1 to 5. Did you see the struggle? 1 through 5. Did you see the resolution? 1 through 5. Okay, let's step back. And I'm going to give you a technique, a tool called the monologue. 4 steps of the monologue. Number 1, who are you talking to? 2, what do you want? 3, what is getting in the way of what you want? And 4, what changes? Monologue is in the first person. We see change happening now. You don't talk about it. Any change that you relate to, we see it. You don't say the time that it affects you deeply. We see the change right there in the moment. Even if it's on the verge of changing, that's a change. Something changes. An emotional mental shift, physical change. All of a sudden we see somebody believing in God. All of a sudden we see somebody not believe in God. We see somebody who wants to commit murder. We see somebody who steps away from it. Crossroad. Let's go through the crossroad moment. Boom. Back and forth. Everybody's got their crossroad. From King Lear to Forrest Gump to Rocky Balboa. Do I fight? Do I not fight? That is the, Yeah. The crossroad moment. 2 roads diverged into a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Thank you, Robert Frost. Although I don't think he had a Shakespearean accent. Take him to the crossroad experience. Boom, music. Boom, verbal. Boom, nonverbal. Boom, what is your story? Boom, what is their story? Boom, what is your story? Boom, what is their story? Let's find the common thread between you and your client. His story, your story. Her story, your story. Where do you find their story in your story? Introduce the stretch. Bring it down now to 1 word. 1 word. Hate. Love. War. Peace. Rage. Forgiveness. Unconditional love. Conditional love. And back again. Crossroads. Boom. 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 Conflict. Let's get into conflict. What is it? Struggle. Let's get into struggle. What is it? Let's get into resolution. What is it? I'm going to do an exercise here where we take our blindfolds and we're going to redefine the experience of conflict for ourselves right now. There are participants and there are observers. We are all participants. Let's walk through the blindfold experience. Let's walk through with music. Reaching into the darkness. Trusting. Now. Struggle. We watch them struggle, reaching for each other's hands. As you're watching this, can you imagine you're that person struggling? For those of you who are observing, That is your client you're observing. And for the client, that is your trust. And the person that you need to tell the story to. Your trust in your crossroad, on the other side of that struggle. Hands now moving, all in places. They were frozen in time. They were in the conflict, but now the struggles. We see them reaching, trying to connect other hands, touching people's hands. No, not my hands, their hands. No, that's not mine. Jerry Spence talks about the other. This is the other. You're reaching out. Blind trust. Trust that this experience right here in the darkness is bringing you one step closer to your stretch. Keep thinking of the word power, 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 power. What is your client's stretch? Love, 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 love. You've got to find it again. What is love personally to you? What is power personally to you? And now you know that everything you're breathing, everything you're uttering, every hand you're touching is a co-conspirator to getting you closer to that place of trust. Take the blindfolds off. We see them connecting, and the laughter and the sense of homecoming that ensues. But the sense of homecoming, coming back to the place of familiarity. T.S. Eliot talks about that. Leaving the place we left only to come back to the same place, and that we started from. But now everything is different. This is that homecoming, the belonging, the final missing piece in your story. Even if it's an unanswered story, it's still authoritative and deeply satisfying. It is the fireplace, and it feels so damn good to come home. Music, please, because we're going to start dancing now. We're going to start dancing, and we're going to move, and we're going to rock out. You're going to move like you're in a nightclub. You're going to move like you just found out a terrible secret. You're going to move like you're having an affair. You're going to move like a man you're about to kill is in the room. Yeah. All right. So here we are. We've gone through the fire, haven't we, today? There'll be other exercises along the way, but that's, I think, the bulk of it. We're going to break out in different groups now. And in your groups, you're going to be working on two different things. It's a round robin. Group A, the monologue. Group B, the opening. When I say swap, we go from B to A. Whoever worked on their opening is now working on their monologue. Now, I may not get to all of you today. You will have a chance to review this. But at the end, I would like one person from each group to be the representative. Everybody in here will help that person deliver an opening, a closing of the monologue. That is my goal for today. I believe it is an attainable goal. For those of you sticking on tomorrow, you will get a train coming. I love it. You know, my daddy collected trains. Big soundtrack to my childhood. Now, I want to make you fall in love with the monologue. Is that all right? Let's say I'd like to introduce you to a man, Joe, 45 years old. Joe committed a crime. Joel stole from his boss. And I'm really having a difficult time understanding Joe, so I got this monologue here. See? And Joe is a retired longshore worker, mid-50s, New York. And Joe has some regret. I asked him once what was his dream, and he told me. Joe actually wanted to be, well, let me just say, I don't want to give it away. Joe had a dream, and it was in the arts, and I related to that. I connected with that, because I too am in the arts. And Joe's stretch was forgiveness. He'd never forgiven himself for following down that road. Now, what does that have to do with the crime? It has everything to do with the crime. But more importantly, it has everything to do with the people who really need to believe. And that's your jury. That's your audience. It's us today. Joe's stretch was forgiveness. Through the work of the monologue, I would like to show you a portrait of Joe. What's Joe want? Or who's Joe talking to? He's talking to a 16-year-old kid. In order for me to understand forgiveness, I've now created a situation for myself that allows me to experience forgiveness in its fullness, beyond just thinking about a scene from my life. You know, I'm honing in on that word, and I'm making it real for me, so that word, when I say it, is always for the first time. You're now anchoring that word in your whole being. When you say betrayal, when you say love, when you say revenge, boom. That story is now your story. That idea is now your word. And Joe's stretch is forgiveness. He needs to experience forgiveness. He needs to let himself off the hook. Not letting himself off the hook is even more painful than the crime. What is his change? In the monologue, we allow Joe to experience his win, or at least to fantasize about his win. We let him experience that. And this is the winning story. And let's talk about the winning story briefly. Let's talk about Willy Loman, the one non-negotiable that my director once said. Never at any point can any of the actors feel sorry for themselves on stage. And he looked right at the actor playing Willy, especially our hero. He said, the minute you deviate from that, you're out of the story. Because the minute we see the actor feeling sorry for himself on stage, oh, we don't have a play. Even though we know it's a tragedy. Even though we know Willy Loman's going down in flames. He's fighting to the bitter end. He believes he can make it. If only. It's heartbreaking. But he knows what it feels like to be on the other side. He's experienced the win before. Give your clients the winning vision. Give your clients the end of Rocky Balboa. Yo, fucking Adrian, I did it. Too many people tell stories expecting for sympathy and empathy. Bullshit, you gotta earn it. That's what Jerry Spence is talking about by being a warrior. The gauntlet has been laid down. Let me earn your love and trust. Let me earn what motivated my client, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Let me earn your love. So, 4 steps. And then I begin the monologue. You get paid for doing a job. You know, you trade the work for money. Am I right? Why is it any less... Anyway, so he's going on and on. I'm not going to do the whole monologue here for you. You're going to have to come to the seminar. Now, I'm kind of cheating here because that monologue was from an actual play by David Mamet from his play called Lake Boat. But it doesn't matter what the damn material is. Later on, we'll get into writing your own piece about your own life. That's mañana. For my friends who need to stick around till Sunday. This is good. The curriculum is sticking. What you need to do is create the experience of your client. So we do this. And you go through the same process now with your people.